Hey guys, it's coreross and welcome to Busting Rainbow Six Siege. Today we are looking at myths along with facts on the brand new season of Shifting Tides. Which brings us our new attacker sniper and our JAGER 2.0. And a big thanks to Grief Drums for helping me test some of this stuff. So let's get right into the myths. Can we combine Wamai and JAGER's gadgets together to make a more powerful gadget? The idea here is the magnet has a huge radius to grab stuff. So what if we actually grabbed something from far away and actually brought it to an active defense system? Would that then destroy it and actually keep the magnet intact? Well, as it turns out, no. What happens is the active defense system just ignores the thing that's being grabbed by the magnet. So I wouldn't put these together, and that is busted. Is the bulletproof camera still bulletproof? Of course, we have this big anti-material sniper rifle now that can blow massive chunks out of walls, down people with one shot. Can it actually destroy the bulletproof camera? Well, no. No matter how many rounds you actually put into the camera, it's going to survive. However, the underbarrel grenade launcher with the explosive lance in it will. So the camera is certainly still bulletproof, but the explosive lance will take it out. So for the bulletproof camera, it is confirmed to still be bulletproof. The explosive lance will destroy a frost trap underneath a window. So this is something I thought would be really cool if it worked, and that is to shoot the explosive lance into a closed window that you already know has a frost trap on it because you've droned it out. And if it worked, it would make a really easy way to get rid of frost traps and obviously then enter a window safely. And it works. The range on this lance is quite big. We'll actually be looking at exactly how big it is later. But yeah, you can take out frost mats underneath windows. So yeah, that is confirmed. Wamai's gadget will always get priority over JAGER. So we've seen that Wamai's gadget has a huge radius that can capture things and pull it over. And we've seen that JAGER doesn't seem to prioritize or even care about things that are being grabbed by the magnet. Well, what would happen if both gadgets, the magnet and the active defense system, seen the projectile at the same time? Which one would grab it first? Well, it is JAGER. So JAGER's active defense system will actually take it out first if they both see it at the same time. So that is busted. The explosive lance has a shaped charge. Now if you watch this device, it burrows into a wall and then the explosive charge is on the other side. So if you're a defender, it's going to be more on your side. So I assumed that this was a shaped charge. So we're going to have more destruction on the inside of the wall and less on the outside. So more for the defenders, less for the attackers. This didn't end up being a correct assumption. So here's just a quick test of the range of this thing. So as we can see, it gets about a full reinforced wall, roughly maybe about 3 meters. You can see the frost traps are actually okay there, although that first one has actually taken some damage, just not enough to actually destroy it. Now, I set up a bunch of different tests to try and test this radius. You can see here, I'm still assuming that the radius is shorter on the attacker side, but you can see how far it went in on the defender side and took out the gadgets there. That was pretty sensational. So I retested it again. I'm still assuming, again, the attackers have a smaller radius. And I finally found the extent on the defender side. But as you've seen from the other side, they all got destroyed. So now I'm thinking, okay, my assumptions are actually wrong. I set the gadgets up at the same distance this time. And found out that the explosive lance has about 3 meters on either side of the wall. It actually has a sphere of about 6 meters of damage to gadgets. Now stuff like frost traps that have a little bit of health, they will survive if they're a little bit further away from the blast radius, but everything else, all the other gadgets that die really easily, will actually be destroyed in that big sphere of 6 meters. That's a pretty damn big area and very impressive for this new anti-gadget gadget. And certainly that is busted. It's not a shaped charge, it is a full sphere all the way around. No side has more damage than the other. Destroying the projectile before it gets to the magnet. So this was all because I was assuming if we could stop the projectile getting to the magnet, maybe the magnet wouldn't self-destruct and as such could maybe capture more than one thing. So we set up a very elaborate electrified barbed wire and Ash's breaching round gets destroyed by electrified barbed wire. So what we did is we fired it off and the magnet grabbed it, pulled it into the barbed wire and the ash charge got fried. It got destroyed before it got to the magnet, but the magnet did self-destruct, unfortunately. Otherwise, this could have been like a way of having the magnet grab more than one thing, but it still self-destructs. So unfortunately, that is busted. You can shoot the explosive lance. Now, this wasn't really shown off at the reveal, and I think it's a very valid thing to know. Now, you cannot shoot it from the inside of a reinforced wall, so if it's poking through into your room, you can't shoot it and destroy it. But if you're on the other side, and certainly with Callie being a sniper operator, it is potential that she might not be too close to the wall that she's trying to get through. So you might have the opportunity to shoot this thing in the back and destroy it. Now, because of that huge radius I talked about earlier, it also means that she might use it on soft walls to try and destroy things behind it. So as such, if it comes through a soft wall, you can shoot it from the defender side and just shoot through the wall and destroy it. So that is, a very viable tactic as well, because I think it will get used against soft walls just to destroy some gadgets behind it. So knowing that you can, hear it, shoot it and destroy it is going to be very useful, I think. So that is confirmed. Another thing that wasn't shown off at the reveal was the AIRJABs and the magnet's interaction, which is actually very, very good. So what the magnet will do is grab the AIRJAB and then it will detonate it. So either it can knock over an attacker or just get rid of the utility that the Nomad is attempting to put down. So I'd say this is actually really powerful. Of course, you need it down in the right place before Nomad gets there, but still, this is really useful and I would say very powerful, so that is confirmed. And here's the magnet actually capturing something in slow motion, because I think it's a pretty cool effect and it's kind of hard to see it most of the time. So it's really cool to see what it does, and yeah, I think it looks great. The sniper rifle makes you slower. So these two operators are 2 armor, and you can see we're having a bit of a race here. And you might notice that Wamai is slightly accelerating away from us. It's because the sniper rifle actually makes us slower. Using your secondary here will help to make you go faster. So even though she's 2 armor, she's technically a little bit slower than 2 armor when she's got her sniper rifle out. So that is confirmed. The magnet does physical damage. So this is actually a myth I didn't believe when I first heard it. And it's that this magnet actually causes some physical damage. So as you can see there, that's an EMP destroying a deployable shield. That's because the magnet self-destructed, causing physical damage and actually taking out the barricade. This is very important because if that was a GOYO shield, it would have exploded. And that would have been from usually something like, well, that EMP grenade, which normally wouldn't damage that kind of gadget. So this is important when it comes to placement. Because it does a little bit of damage around it, you don't want it near any other gadgets, because if it catches something harmless like a flashbang, then it will potentially destroy something. As you can see there, the destruction can even take out an entire barricade fully intact. So that was a real surprise. I wasn't expecting that to be a thing at all, but that is confirmed. You can stagger shield operators. Now, I've seen a lot of people mention that you can stagger Clash with the new sniper rifle. And if you're actually quick enough with the sniper rifle, you can kill Clash. You can shoot her in the leg, but you'll only do 50 damage each hit. So you're going to need to hit her twice. And of course, if she's moving around, that's going to be really hard to do. But it is possible to actually stun her and shoot her quick enough. And I also tried switching to the sidearm to try and shoot her while she was stunned. Didn't work. However, you can also do this against your own teammates, and it's far worse for them. Their shield comes completely out in front of them. Now this could be bad, of course, if you do it accidentally, but I could see this being used to troll shield operators on your own team if you have the sniper rifle and someone running around as, say, Blitz, because you can really mess them up by having, and of course it's not going to count reverse friendly fire if you're just hitting the shield, so you can really mess up their game. But interesting to see that it does affect your friendlies as well, so that is confirmed. Destroying magnet captured devices. So like I say, we can capture things like nomads, we can capture grenades and all kinds of things, and you can shoot and destroy, for instance, say a nomad that just got captured by your magnet. Now this is a bit of a hit and a miss when it comes to actually working out, because you do actually need to hit the device that has been captured and not the magnet. Like this example here, the device, even though the magnet got it, it didn't pull it all the way over, so it didn't go off completely. Here's another example where I hit the device, but I didn't hit the nomad and it still went off. However, I thought we'd check some other stuff. So we got frag grenades, for instance. We are not able to destroy these either, just like normal gameplay. But this gave us a really cool kill cam of this thing getting grabbed, pulled in, and then going off. Very, very nice. But I thought, what about Capitale? We never had anything that could interfere with Capitale, and this has to be a bug, I think, but it stopped the Capitale firebolt. Now, we can actually hear the fire, but we just can't see it. I think it may be like underneath the ground or something. It certainly seems like it's a bug and not a feature, although this would be a cool additional little tweak that would be quite nice to have for this guy, so that you can actually stop the firebolts just by simply shooting them, which doesn't sound totally crazy, and I think would actually be kind of a handy little tactic. I also went and tested this with the Capitale smoke as well, just to make sure the bolts for those weren't reacting the same way, and the smoke ones actually went off fine. It would be really cool if this was a feature with the fire ones, but I think it's probably a bug considering I can actually hear the fire, just not see it. But it certainly confirmed the gadgets that this thing can catch, like nomad charges that can normally be shot, can be shot once they've been captured by the magnet, and that can be a useful thing to know. Making vaultable or enterable holes with this sniper rifle. So of course this is anti-material sniper rifle and it makes big ass holes in walls. So I was very surprised to see that she had a breaching charge as part of her kit, because I thought, why does she have that? She can, breach with her sniper rifle, and no, actually she can't. She cannot destroy the wooden beams, so she cannot make a hole she can actually get through. So it now makes sense why she has a breaching charge as one of her options. And yeah, like, this means that the shotguns are actually better for this than this big powerful sniper rifle. So that is busted. IQ can detect the magnets. So this was another thing they didn't actually go over at the reveal, maybe because it's just so goddamn normal now that IQ can detect every single new gadget that comes in the game. And it's exactly the same with these magnets. IQ can detect them, no problem. So that is confirmed. Now, of course, we have to test the sniper rifle versus the plain windows, even though plain is actually getting removed from casual. So when this season comes out, you won't even be able to actually snipe on plain because it won't even be in any playlists. But yeah, this sniper rifle can shoot through windows, no problem whatsoever. So it's the second gun that can actually do this. Of course, Glass being the other operator who can do this. People do forget that the BOSG shotgun cannot. It did for a very short amount of time in the test server for Operation White Noise, but it was never actually brought out to the live servers that way. I also tested the explosive lance to see if maybe it would like pop the whole window or something like that, and the lance certainly kind of digs into the window, but it doesn't do any damage to the window whatsoever. So only the sniper rifle was able to shoot through and not the actual gadget. But certainly for the sniper rifle, that's confirmed. Now, just last season we got GOYO with his explosive shields, and he's already got a brand new counter with this sniper up here because her lances can easily take out GOYO's shield from, of course, range very easily, and is a major counter to him now, so that is confirmed. The explosive lance can destroy hatches. So there's not many rounds in this sniper rifle, so if you do run out before the end of a round and you're just going around with your sidearm, then you might need to get through a hatch. And it's good to know that the explosive lance can destroy hatches in one go in order to get down to like a lower level. So that is confirmed. Sticking magnets to a claymore. So this is all about trying to block the lasers so that you cannot actually get a detonation from the claymore, and of course you don't make any noise taking out the claymore. This does work with Valkyrie cams, or at least it did, but the thing is Valkyrie cams aren't big enough to cover all the lasers, or at least it's not, you can do it, but it's really, really hard. So I thought this magnet's pretty big, so we could just slap it right on the lasers and then run past it, right? Well, no, apparently it doesn't actually stick to the claymore. So is the claymore plastic? Maybe it is, I don't know. So anyway, that is busted. Now, of course, we can't forget Castle and his barricades and the sniper rifle. So here's a sniper rifle shooting the castle barricade. I went ahead and I fired every single round into the castle barricade just to see if we could get any kind of penetration at all. And then after I used up all my rounds, I meleeed it, and it took exactly the same amount of melee as an undamaged castle. So the sniper bullets actually did nothing to the castle barricade. Of course, the explosive lance can blast the castle open, no problem. Even with castle on the other side, try to shoot back and destroy it, doesn't work. But you can counter it on the other side, so the side the lance hits on, you can shoot and destroy the lance just by simply shooting at it. And even though it's left with these big cracks on the castle barricade, again it took the same amount of damage as a normal castle barricade, so it didn't appear to take any actual physical damage to the castle. Alright guys, that's everything for this round of myth busting in Rainbow Six Siege. Let me know if I missed anything. We'll of course be back pretty soon, probably with the smoke gas change, which allows it to spread out like CAPITALE. It's not currently in the test server, but it should be there very soon. So I want to test that out and see how it works. And thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you next time.